Yeah, y'all. Yeah, gotta like maximize my time. Do some arm lifts and everything while I'm recording the video. That's how I get for a man. Anyway, hello there. This is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. More than enough good women. Yeah. Let me make sure everything's right here. Yeah, you know I had to do a stunt. You know me, I gotta switch things up with y'all. Anyway, more than enough good women. You know what? There's all this talk about the modern woman, and especially in these spaces, everybody's always talking about, the women this, the women that, and all of that. And let's be real, it's about money. It's about money. So content creators are going to talk about it. And I mean, there's some truth to it. There are plenty of women doing exactly what all the content creators are talking about. But there's not all the women. See, that's the issue I'm having. Because so many focused on, like what they seeing on social media. And of course, we'll encounter some stuff in the real world. And, and I'm just like, well, hold up. How is it I constantly meet good women? Well, other than being select, other than that, because they exist. There's more than enough. And it's on two levels. The first level is just overall. See, one of the problems we have out here, a lot of guys are so focused on a small group of women. They either the ones who are very attractive physically, and I understand that, or the ones who the loudest. Like you get women, and this is in all communities. I know like a lot of guys come here and think I'm just talking about black women, but I'm intelligent enough to speak. If I'm talking about specifically black women, I'm going to say it. If I'm saying women, I'm saying all women. Because remember, in the greater manosphere and just in general, and even in different countries, these women ain't all black. So I'm talking about women in general. And there's actually plenty of good ones. But the thing is, we either focus on what some of the beautiful ones who's really, quite frankly, adjustables fixing up. We focus on what they doing, or we focus on the loudmouths who, quite frankly, represent only a small percentage of women. But on a great basis, the majority of women are cool. They're good, particularly for a man they find attractive. That's why I focus more on this channel of a man making himself more attractive, But there's plenty. Like I remember anybody who follows me on one of my more private sites, I do monthly webinars. I host monthly webinars. And I remember a young man, Evoking, he did a webinar for me, and I never forget what he said. If a man has the right mindset, meeting 10 women a year is nothing, or getting with 10 women a year is nothing. And trust me, that's a higher number than most men are going to get with, because they are out here. You got billions of women in the world. All of them are not doing the exact same negative thing. Yes, some of them are, but sometimes we're focused on them and that thing. And wait a minute, there's a bunch of other women around here who's not in fact, the only difference between them, the good women out here, and then some of the bad ones, the thoughts, modern women, 304s, is really just makeup. Seriously, if you really look at it, all it is just makeup. And a lot of guys more focused on that icon, a woman looking a certain way. But there's plenty who might not look that same way, but if you deal with them, and more importantly, get them naked, you'd be like, damn. Like, let me use that thing like a great example of women who identify as nerds. Or, you might call them awkward women or something. After having dealt with both sides, I'm like, well, damn, some of these nerds got just as good a body. I'm like, wait a minute. Some of these women who might be more conservative, shoot, you get them naked, they got just as good a body. So a lot of times it's better. A lot of guys are talking about ran through women, but a lot of times they skipping over the women who aren't as run through, don't have as high a body count, or just generally good women just because of makeup. You focus on one set of women, but not the greater amount. And indeed, that's why I say go outside. Go outside, go to festivals, go to expos, go to a wine festival, do stuff like that. Just get out on an art festival. Just get out and just go places and just pay attention. And you'd be like, damn, most of these women are cool. Most. Then you're going to get some straight bitches and stuff. And some women think, oh, I'm all of this because I got 100,000 followers on IG. Okay. If they look good, like the picture and keep it moving. But there are plenty. Now that's on a macro scale. On a more personal scale, as a man, there's plenty of women. If there's 4 billion women in the world, you should be able to meet a few women a year if you out and about who are good for you. See, the good thing is relative. Who's good for you? What was I talking about in the last video? Knowing yourself, knowing the women who will be down for your program, who will fit you. There's plenty around. And it can be tough, but then you got to think, okay, where do I go? What are the things I like to do? One of the things in the past I found, I would meet women just being out and about, just doing my regular thing, because they are in places that I'm going to be. Like I've mentioned before, I would do that, I both vended and attended natural hair expos within the Black community. I mean, I would always meet plenty of good women. More than enough, really. But they were someplace that would be. Or during an expo. I met some very good women, I know some writers, a lot of lady writers as a writer, that were very, very attractive, very attractive at that. But they not all on that, oh, let's bash the men, let's say the men are this, or being a 304. They really not. They doing something with their lives. There's a whole lot of positive women out there. They actually trying to do some things. They trying to get themselves together and everything. There are plenty. And that's why I've talked before, as a man, you gotta have an abundance mindset. Because as soon as you do that, you can meet a woman any place. But if you have the attitude, oh, all these women are bad, well, guess what you're going to see? Because your mind is going to focus on the bad ones and totally skip over the good ones, and the good ones for you. See, and connect this to what I said in the last time, you got to know yourself. So if you know yourself, okay, you want a certain type of woman. Like I said, I click with writers. I'll go to a writer's expo. Or I'll go to a bookstore. I will go to a bookstore, something like that. A hot date for me is a bookstore. It really is. I like stuff like that, artsy stuff and all of that. So I'm gonna be in those environments. And you gotta be the same way. Your thing might be poetry or something. Find where the poetry readings are. Listening to jazz, find where they playing the jazz at. Certain types of food. Okay, what restaurants, where do they serve it? If you're more upper class, bistros. Bistros. Shoot, cigar bars, Now, I'm not into cigars, but I don't know what women will be there, but still. Maybe someone who goes, yeah, you can tell me. But if that's what you like to do, go into those places. And especially if you know yourself, they there. But there's more than enough. You can't go into a situation thinking, oh, there's nothing there. It's going to hurt you. Now, I ain't going to lie. There were years ago, I was thinking that. But then I had to change my mindset. All of a sudden, boom. And I'm going to tell y'all a little trick. Let me do some deep thought. It's about how you thinking. Y'all know I like the big old butt dunk. And there was a period I said, man, I ain't seen no butt dunks and every nice butt dunks. But then I just immediately changed my mindset. All of a sudden I see them every day now. I just be like, damn, bing, 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 bing. Shoot. But just change the mindset. I don't focus and see, and I'll tell you from a personal perspective, one of the reasons, and I say that's why you find very few videos I'm going in on the women. In fact, even some of the ones you think I'm going in on the women, I'm really talking to the men to up their shit. up their shit and ignore the bad ones. But see, a lot of guys will bring that out. Well, the women this, and one guy even said, well, they do this. It's like, first of all, don't deflect. I'm helping the men. I'm helping the men. Because you deal with yourself, you control yourself. Shoot, you got control. Then it becomes your world. You got control over the women or the types of women who will be in your orbit. And that you even going to notice. Because I'll use that example for myself again. It's very rare I come across any ratchets. One, I don't put myself in ratchet areas. And then if they just happen to be someplace I normally am, it's kind of like, it's kind of like a rat or something. And I used this example years ago, but it's kind of like a rat. If I see a rat, unless it's directly in front of me, I don't notice it, Or if I nose out corner of my hand, I'll be like, oh, a rat, and keep walking, So that's the thing, but there's more than enough. You gotta have that mindset. If you focus on the bad ones, well, that's what you're gonna see. But you focus on the good ones, and you keeping that positive mindset, that's what you're gonna run into, all right? So anyway, that's all I have for today. Gotta get back to this. All right, really, and I'm doing this just so y'all can still see it. I should be bringing it all the way down and then bringing it up, hitting my table in front of me, but just bringing it up. All right, so anyway, that's all I got. I'll get back with y'all. Peace.